Invisible perception, the brain's half-seen world and consciousness unveiled. Imagine for a moment waking up to a world where only half of what surrounds you can be consciously perceived. This isn't a premise plucked from a science fiction novel, but a stark reality for over a quarter of stroke victims who develop a fascinating condition known as unilateral neglect. Following a stroke in the right hemisphere of the brain, such a person might only eat what's on the right side of their plate or acknowledge the right side of a photograph, as if the left half is non-existent. Even more intriguing is that these individuals are able to emotionally respond to the entire scene, suggesting that the brain is processing everything, even if they consciously experience only half of it. This puzzling phenomenon prompts us to wrestle with a foundational question in neuroscience. What separates perceiving something and being aware, or conscious, of perceiving it? Ever noticed that even without consciously remembering seeing a shoe store while scrolling through Instagram, you somehow find yourself searching for shoe sales online? Our brain often registers things that we don't consciously acknowledge. Taking a leap in this field, a team of neuroscientists believes they've identified the region of the brain that maintains these sustained visual images during the moments we perceive them. This finding could potentially open a gateway to understanding our consciousness, one of the most fundamental aspects of our everyday experience. While we're still far from comprehending the depths of our unaware perceptions, such breakthroughs could eventually empower doctors to discern from a coma patient's brain activity if the person is still cognizant of the outside world. This could not only help in creating targeted treatments but also shed light on the complexities of consciousness-related disorders. The broader implications of this research lie in understanding how we can have information and yet not consciously experience or act upon it. Unraveling this would help illuminate the aspects that might be missing in the cognitive systems and brains of patients with conditions like unilateral neglect. The recent study is another step towards solving the puzzle of consciousness, particularly focusing on how visual impressions linger in our mind, influencing our actions. Though traditionally, brain studies have mostly concentrated on the initial burst of activity following perception, this research digs deeper into the prolonged phase of perception. It uncovers that even when the initial surge of activity subsides, the brain retains information about the percept in a low but persistent level of activity. This series of events leading to conscious awareness lends itself to multiple interpretations. One proposition suggests that conscious awareness materializes when the prefrontal cortex accesses this sustained activity in the visual cortex. Another theory proposes that consciousness emerges from a network of interconnected brain areas, with the prefrontal cortex playing just a part of the larger puzzle. Theories about consciousness are many, and as the saying goes, the presence of many theories usually implies that we're far from the truth. However, with collective efforts and continued exploration, we could gradually converge towards a testable theory of consciousness. Though we have taken some strides in comprehending the neural basis of consciousness, there's still a vast expanse of uncharted territory. More data and research are required before we can put the pieces of the puzzle together to form a coherent theory. As we continue our journey through the labyrinth of consciousness and human perception, remember, there's an overwhelming amount yet to be discovered. The road ahead is long, but each step brings us closer to deciphering the enigma that is the human brain. As we peel back the layers of consciousness, we embark on a journey of understanding ourselves better. Remember to like and subscribe for more neuroscience news updates.